Hi, welcome to Tolu's Corner, a lifestyle podcast. How's the last month been? For me, last month has been, busy, and I've been up to a lot, recording episodes for you, doing other personal stuff. But I hope you've been good. So to get right into it, on today's episode, we'll be discussing childhood traumas. Those scary, dangerous experiences we went through as a child that threatened our well-being, be it from abuse, physical, emotional, even substance abuse, or physical or emotional neglect, even illness. So those experiences that we went through while we are young, and they were very, very dangerous and life-threatening at the time. But as we get older, we thought we've moved past those stages, we've moved past those experiences. But most times it has been proved that childhood traumatic experiences come back when we get older. Though we think we've suppressed them at the past, but they keep on raising their ugly heads, and most times they come back stronger in our adulthood. So this episode is meant to help you identify your childhood trauma and how best to deal with it, so it will not ruin so the past is not going to interfere with your present. Stick with me as I will be joined by an amazing guest to do justice to the topic. See ya. Yeah, we are back.
So this morning here again.
So on the show with me today, I have an amazing guest, Omolabake. Can you tell us who you are? Introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I am Omolabake and I'm discussing childhood traumas with Tolu's Corner today.
I'm glad to have you on my show.
Glad to be here.
So let's get right into it. So when you hear childhood trauma, what comes to mind?
Well, childhood traumas, what comes to mind is an unresolved pain. A pain that lingers from the past, an event that occurred during childhood that never leaves you and influences your day-to-day activities, how you think, how you perceive people, how you choose to relate to people, how you trust people, how you develop relationships with people.
Wow. So that's what childhood trauma is. You said it affects how you relate with people.
Yes.
So you are saying childhood trauma influences what we do as young adults.
Yeah, childhood trauma definitely influences our relationships. Let's cite the most common example, rape. Rape definitely, like if a girl was raped, it definitely influences how she perceives men and how she chooses to connect to men and the relationship she forms with men, because that trust has been broken from childhood. Because there's always the right time for everything to happen, but it was premature what happened to her. So the way her body will store the information will be into fear and anxiety and depression. So definitely in the present now, meeting a man will be difficult, trusting a man will be difficult, getting sexual with a man will be difficult, because that pain, that traumatic event will always linger in the mind. You get what I'm trying to say? What do you think about that?
Wow. So childhood trauma can influence. Well, it's childhood now, so I was thinking time would.
There.
Yeah, it ends in childhood.
No.
So it lingers on
Yes.
affects. You said it's childhood trauma is stored in the body.
Yes.
That means because it's stored in the body, that's why it has that longevity, right? How is childhood trauma stored in the body to start with?
Okay, let's look at it this way. People always think that childhood traumas are more psychological than physiological, but I tell you that childhood traumas are both physiological and psychological. It affects both the body and mind. It's not just the mind affected, the body is affected. Now let's start another example, so like you really understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Let's say a young boy, that's a 7-year-old boy, is coming back from Ibadan to Lagos with his father and mother in the car, and suddenly a truck hits them. He is witnessing that trauma in that moment. and let's say he witnessed his mom and dad died because they were both, in the front seat and over the back. Do you think we will ever forget that memory? Now, in the long run, let's say the young boy's name was Tunji. Now, Tunji is 18 years old and he wants to get a driver's license. Do you think he can cope with the stress and anxiety from driving a car on the road, the same roads that killed his parents?
But with time, won't Tunji forget the experience?
Tunji cannot forget the experience because when Tunji was 7 years old and his parents died in the accident that he experienced, obviously the young child will feel with so much fear and panic and discomfort because he's watching his parents died. And what's happening at that moment is not just his mind recording the events, his body is also doing that, because fear and anxiety come from the sympathetic nervous system of our body. Adrenaline is increased, our heart beats faster. These are physiological characteristics of fear and anxiety. So it's not just the mind involved, the body is also involved. So now, Tunji is now 18 years old and he's trying to take, his first ride, trying to drive a car. Now what will happen? The same fear and anxiety and panic he felt when he was 7 years old would come again, and his body will see that car as a threat, and his heart will start a bit faster. He will start becoming sweaty. His body might be shaky. You see, his mind and body are reacting together, but in different ways. I will not see the impact on the mind, because the mind is not as concrete as the body, but the body will be responding to those effects. So that's why we say child trauma is both physical and psychological. So
child trauma is both physiological and psychological. Wow, I thought it's a thing. I've always think it's a thing of the mind.
No.
So does childhood trauma? Okay, you said it's both of the mind and body. What's physical
conditions?
Okay, thank you. Physical conditions associated with childhood trauma, are they health-related advantages or disadvantages or occurrences?
Yes, definitely. Because as we see here, the mind and body, they're both affected. So research actually confirmed, scientists have studied and confirmed that childhood trauma can cause physiological diseases such as COPD, such as diabetes, such as cancer, such as heart attacks.
Are you for
such
real?
as, yes, so that coronary heart disease. That's because this is what happens here. Like I said, the sympathetic nervous system is responsible for these physiological symptoms of fear, anxiety, and panic that usually results from childhood trauma. So this is what happens, and the body is being overworked. Now let's use a particular disease as an example. Let's use a heart attack.
Okay.
So this is what happens here. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for involuntary actions for our body. So let's say I guess use Tunji again.
Okay.
Tunji's our friend.
Tunji, we are listening. It's not about you.
So now let's say Tunji, whenever he's in a moving car, he's always filled with anxiety and fear and panic. I know that this feelings of anxiety, fear, and panic is not just psychological, as we have stated and confirmed. It's both physiological. So anytime Tunji is in the bus, maybe going to school or going out or anywhere he's going to, his heart is always racing. His palms are always sweaty. He's always so uncomfortable inside his own body. Now let's say Tunji he walks a bus away from his home and he enters the bus every single day, and that's happened to him every single day. His body is initiating that response every single day, and let's note that it is not normal for our body to act that way. It's a compensatory mechanism from the childhood trauma. The body is trying to compensate for how it's feeling, so the hormones are increased. Now this happens every single day. Now this puts Tunji as a risk of developing diseases, coronary heart diseases. Let's say now Tunji now is 40 years old and he's diagnosed with hypertension, diagnosed with coronary heart disease, and suddenly he just has a heart attack.
Wow.
That's because over the years, Tunji has not faced this trauma. His body nervous system keeps doing the same thing over and over again for years. It it is not normal. It's not normal to be in a bus and your heart will race.
Yeah, the apprehension.
Exactly. So it's not normal. So that's why they say childhood trauma that is not resolved, that continues for a long period of time, over long years, can result in sugar diseases.
Wow.
Yes.
Childhood trauma sounds dangerous. You said, there's something you said I want to read. You said Sunji did not face his childhood trauma.
Yes.
Can you face your childhood trauma?
Yes, you can.
How can you?
You can. There's what we call trauma walk.
Okay.
And this person I follow, Master Key, he said trauma walk is not just facing a trauma one day and say, okay, I'm fine, I'm done with my trauma, it happened in the past, I've moved on. No, trauma walk is every day. Trauma walk is you realizing that happened in the past. Today is today. Today is the present.
Past is the past.
Exactly. Like you have to reassure yourself every day that you're not going to let what happened in the past hold you from the present. And that is very hard to do. But people feel like get over your trauma, it's about going to therapy, talking about it a few months, and fine, whoop, you're done, you're back to society. No, it doesn't happen that, because that it happened to you and will forever be part of your body. Your body already stored what has happened, so has your mind. You will always remember. And that's why, the Nigerian culture now, they that move on, the parents died. Life goes on. They are gone, focus on your life. Everything happens for a reason. God knows best. That's not the right way to deal with trauma. And that's why tomorrow there'll be lots of Nigerians that are depressed. Lots of Nigerians living with mental disorders that don't even know it. Lots of Nigerians having mental disorder symptoms and they don't even know what's wrong with them. They are confused. They are lost. Because we're not taught the right way, culturally and religiously, to deal with trauma.
Wow. So, I want you to diagnose me. What's the word? Say I had this childhood trauma. Say I fell down from a very tall place, and anytime I get to place of heights, like I'm climbing something, or I'm going on the bridge, being an elevator, walking the stairs, I remember that scenario of me falling down every time. That's a childhood trauma, right?
Yes.
So how can I deal with it? How best can I overcome that fear and properly? Before we come to if we can do away with it, how best can I manage a childhood trauma?
So you're an adult man now.
Okay.
You're scared of heights.
Yeah. Though being scared of heights is normal, Sha.
It is normal. It is normal.
But let's say it was influenced by childhood trauma. How best can I face it?
Yeah. So as you are now, I'm sure whenever you're like a very high place, you get scared.
Yeah.
Your heart beats faster. Yeah, sweat. You just want to leave that place. You want to run from that scene.
I don't want to be there in that
You
position.
can't even bear the thought of standing there and like trying to even overcome the fear. You just want to run away. You see, but there are actually two known ways of dealing with trauma.
Okay.
And most times people do one and leave the other. So that's why they are always left with trauma. They never completely resolve the trauma. So to completely resolve the trauma, you have to do two things. First, face your trauma physically.
I should
do
what I don't want to do.
Yes, and face the trauma in your mind. The mind eats one's soul. So most times people think you can. I'm away from my trauma. Yesterday, and that example, someone has been raped, and she feels she can deal with trauma alone without talking to someone, like by understanding the fact that it has happened. It wasn't her fault. She's fine with it. She has moved on. She has talked to the person. She has talked to the family. Everything is fine. That's just dealing with the trauma in your mind. You don't deal with the trauma physically. And for you to deal with trauma physically, you have to face a similar situation as that trauma.
Face a similar situation.
It's just like saying, I can draw in my head.
Okay.
Like in my mind, I'm holding the pencil, I'm drawing, but I've never actually held the pencil to draw. The same goes for trauma. You can't say you're over a rape incident, a rape trauma, if you have not actually been in the same situation as that rape event and actually overcome it without running away. So now you're scared of heights. try going to a place similar to where the trauma actually happened and jump. Like literally jump.
Do you want to kill me?
No, like a safe jump.
Okay.
Or just like stay there or move higher. Face the heights. If you're someone that experienced, you were raped, you were assaulted, sexually assaulted during your childhood, face the trauma physically. Be in that same situation and setting with the man and see how your body reacts. And tame that reaction at that moment. Because if you keep taming your body reactions to remember the trauma away from the physical event, away from trauma itself, it just, how I put it, it just creates more of a defense rather than a solution. You get? You're strengthening yourself, but the inside is still weak. And that's why most people that are traumatized, something will just happen and they just go back like they never resolve the trauma, and they're actually resolved with their mind. But like a similar situation, maybe being with a guy trying to like do things with them, will just bring them sinking instantly. That's because they have not faced the trauma physically. Like someone again who is scared of swimming, maybe because the person was sexually assaulted in swimming pool, maybe someone was learning how to swim as a child, someone was touched in the wrong places, so the person is scared of water. Let the person be in the water again with a swimming instructor that is a man too. And the person face that fear. If you've been raped, face that fear with a man in the same room or in a similar setting that it happened. If you're scared of heights, go to a place similar to where that fear, go to where the fear started from. The roots is where solution lies, not away from the roots.
Wow, face your fear. Face your
Yes.
fear. Face your fear sounds like a lot of work.
It is super, super, super hard.
Like, why can't you just take the easy route out?
It's not like it affects us all. I think majority of us actually carry childhood traumas with us.
Well, majority are living in denial.
Yes, majority don't face it. We decide to like strengthen ourselves, but we are not actually resolved. They're not actually resolved. We just strengthen ourselves. We guard ourselves. We protect ourselves by strengthening our mind. But the event is still there and will forever haunt us.
So can you completely subdue these childhood traumas? Is it practicable, like, for you to completely do away with your childhood trauma? Like, they should have effects
On you at all. It is possible, but it takes a great amount of work, and it depends on the kind of trauma. Because then there are degrees to trauma.
Yeah,
some are more severe than another. So it takes a great amount of work. You can't compare the trauma of someone who has height issues to someone that has been raped.
Yeah, true. Severity.
Yes, because there are more cultural and religious factors associated with being raped than being scared of heights. And that brings to mind that this more severe cases of trauma, they need to be handled because it will keep affecting us. You cannot run away from it. It will always be there. It will always be there.
Wow. Childhood trauma.
Yeah, scary topic.
Very scary, dude. Like I'm trying to search my head. Do I have childhood traumas? Because I really need to do it with them. Wow.
We've talked a lot.
I don't know, like I'm
Writing about your
writing
about your traumas. Have you resolved them? Are you fine?
funny enough, I'm scared of heights. Is it a childhood trauma?
It could be.
Well, wow.
Lots of us have childhood traumas. Lots of us. And someone once told me that you can have a childhood trauma and you wouldn't even know. And you're growing, developing as you should, and maybe when you're young adult, maybe in your late 20s, and suddenly you just feel depressed. You feel out of place. You feel there's something wrong with you. You start feeling so much fear and panic and anxiety, and you don't even know where it's coming from. And maybe something in your life has happened, or something has entered your life that represents that trauma. Let me give an example. Someone that maybe at the age of 12, her parents separated. But she had the company of family. She maybe was still living with her mom. Her dad didn't really feel the impact of her dad not staying with her anymore. She was fine. But when she's 26 now, she's about to get married. That childhood trauma will creep in. What if my husband leaves me? What if I have kids and it lives the same way as my dad does? That's what childhood trauma does. It removes our essence. It gives us so much fear and anxiety that we don't know who we are and we don't even know what to do. Like you won't even know what exactly is happening to you. You're just in a state of absolute confusion and apprehension. So that's why we need to recognize the childhood traumas we have and resolve them before they greatly impact our lives negatively.
So this episode has been very, very insightful and educative. Okay.
So.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, lastly, to anybody listening to this that is experiencing one aspect of childhood trauma or the other, what's your answer for that?
Okay, so I will direct my answer to two categories of people. First,
Okay.
people that actually have recognized the childhood traumas. I think category people that are yet to recognize the childhood traumas.
Okay.
And for people that recognize the childhood traumas, like I said earlier, trauma work is every day. You will always do it. You don't stop. And it really depends on the kind of traumatic experience you had. But every day, because some days it comes stronger than others. Some days you just completely weighed down. Some days you just can't get out of those feelings. But that's why you have to do this trauma work every day to strengthen your mind. So when it comes crashing down, you can rise. And it don't affect important things and important people in your life. And most importantly, we have to resolve our trauma. We're facing both physically and psychologically. Talk to people. Be around things that represent the trauma. Be around things that are similar to the trauma. If you read, be more around men.
Wow.
If you're scared of heights, be more in places that are high, like
Yeah.
If you lost someone,
Okay.
maybe your parents separated, try to get a closure from what happened. Talk to your parents
About it.
Yes, don't shy away from what happened. Don't like, okay, that happened in the past. That was my parents. Trust me, it's going to affect you because you were there and you were present. If your dad rather was physically abusing your mom, you will always remember.
True.
You will never forget it, and it will affect you in the long run, and it will affect you at the time you even least expect it. So if you recognize your childhood trauma, you need to resolve it every day and find a way to face trauma physically. Find things or people or places that represent a trauma. There's something about trauma is that there's a place or there's a person that when you're around that place or the person, you feel the most fear. You know it.
Triggers it.
Exactly. You need to realize or figure out your biggest trigger. That's where the solution is. That's where the total resolution is. Go there, go to that person and face it in that moment. Even though it's not like an absolute or complete solution, it's a very, very, very large, great, enormous step to resolving your traumas. Now, for people that are yet to recognize the traumas, you need to sit down. Think of the times you've been really depressed. Think of the times you've felt so out of place with yourself. Think of the times you felt so lost and you lost the kind of person you are, who you are. You lost a sense of direction, a sense of belonging. Now, think about you in that moment and think about what exactly triggered you to be in that moment. It might be
backtrace.
Yes, backtrace those emotions. It might be something someone just said randomly. It might be being in a particular place. It might be even experiencing something similar happening in someone else's life.
It might not really be
It
about
might,
you.
yes, it won't be really about you. But in what triggered you to be in that state of depression and apprehension, you figure out the kind of trauma you have. And you just like, because see, trauma can be very, very corny and deceitful. It's not so revealing as we think. It will hide itself from you. That's why people feel lost. But where is wrong?
Where is this coming
Where is
from?
this coming from? Like, you don't know where this is coming from. Like, so confused. It's very corny. It hides itself perfectly well in your mind. And for instance, it's not as if it is doing anything. You're the one not letting yourself see it because you are scared of facing it. So you need to like think about it, let yourself see where this is coming from. It might be from your mom, it might be from your dad, it might even be from your friend. It might be watching your friend die. It may be losing your best friend when you were in secondary school, primary school. But it remains there. That fear and panic remains. So figure it out and then resolve it, both trauma work, psychologically and physiologically, like those that recognize the trauma, and be just fine. It's everyday struggle. Like people face the traumas every day. And honestly speaking, most people with mental disorders, depression, bipolar disorders, post-traumatic stress disorders, borderline personality disorders, antisocial personality disorders, histrionic personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, schizophrenia, and lots of mental disorders, you can trace them back to childhood traumas.
Wow.
Sure, you can trace all of them back to childhood traumas. Even though yes, like example now, people with schizophrenia, gene plays a major factor, but the trigger lies in the childhood trauma.
Childhood trauma. So we've said that childhood trauma, those ugly experiences, they are always ugly.
Very ugly, nasty.
That we went through in our childhood and still reoccurs and surfaces in our adulthood and messes up with our life.
Yes.
And we've seen that when all these cases of childhood trauma reoccurs, it tends to be at our own disadvantage and comes with a lot of bad things with it. And we've said that our best to treat your childhood trauma is to face it. Like we always hear, face your fear, face your fear. It sounds like the hardest thing to do, but if you really want to overcome, if you're really tired of going through the same cycle and same phase of the traumatic experiences, you have to face your trauma. And you said something called trauma work. What's trauma work?
Do your trauma work. That's facing your fear.
Facing your fear.
Trauma, both psychologically in your mind.
Yeah.
Physically.
So
experiences.
It's not just about the mind. You don't just think it's something mental. It's both mental and physical, and you have to deal with it mentally and physically. If you deal with it physically and not deal with it mentally,
because you have both mind and body symptoms.
So thank you once again.
No, we're not going yet though. You have to recognize your own trauma.
Okay.
Think about those times you're being sad,
Wait, you are putting me on the spot.
Yes.
I think about my childhood trauma.
Yes.
Really? You want me to?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Childhood trauma.
Think about something that happened to you, maybe something you experienced, maybe from your parents, maybe a hardship while growing up. Could be anything.
Wow. My head is blank. Though I'm of the opinion
that is lying. You don't tell us.
I'm of the opinion that everybody goes through childhood traumatic experiences. So I don't know. Should I say I'm living in denial? Because
it's very, very strong, deep, great,
large. I'm not ready to
put
myself on the spot.
See, stop it. See, think about it.
Okay.
We're not resolving it. We're just like recognizing it first, then resolving your own.
Why should I dig up dirt when I'm not ready to clean it up?
Okay, don't dig it up now. Maybe I get married. You will feel so much fear and anxiety. Like where it's coming from. So let's do it tonight.
Let's do it like this. Share one, and it's going to make me more open to share mine.
Oh, okay, let me see. I think I've told you this before.
Okay.
I don't know where this is coming from, but like whenever I'm in a room, in a place, and I know for sure that maybe I'm alone, and I hear like the door open or someone come in, my heart starts pounding a million times faster, and I feel so scared in the moment. And sometimes,
like every time.
Yes, like every time. I feel I'm in school, I'm in my room, and I know it's my roommate coming in. But I know in my head it's my roommate coming in. But still, there's just this crazy ass fear that grips me. And when person opens the door, and I'm just like, hearing the door open just makes it 10 times more powerful, and I'm so scared, like for no reason apparently. So like if I don't see the person, I don't get relieved.
Wow. So have you traced it out? What caused it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Let's not talk about this. Yeah, to this corner high.
So
let's not do this.
Wait, you must use your own medicine. You can't give me medicine and not use it.
Well.
So how are you coping with it? How best are you managing it?
Okay, I try to focus on the thoughts in my mind that I actually know who is coming. Person coming is not going to hurt me. Because when I feel the fear, it comes to the fact that I feel the person is coming to hurt me. Yes, so I just have to focus on the thought that it's my roommate coming in, it's my friend coming in. He won't hurt me, she won't hurt me. It's just my body, just my mind, and I strengthen my affirmation continuously. It doesn't work like magic, trust me.
Yeah.
My heart bounce as fast as it can. I just keep doing that. Hopefully soon enough it's just disappear. The same way it appears, but it appears like magic too.
And it will go.
Yeah, so
wow.
I did that. So your turn.
Tolu,
you're not escaping this. Yeah. See, if Tolu does not tell me, I'm going to kill him. And you guys will have no more of Tolu's corner.
Well, if you want to hear my childhood traumatic experience, tune in for the next episode.
That's a lie. I can't believe that.
Until next time.
He's lying to his audience. That's bad. Honestly, we're not living here.
Okay, anybody that wants to hear my childhood trauma should personally message me after listening to this. I will tell you personally.
So that's unfair. You tricked me.
I didn't trick you.
You tricked me.
I just wanted you are the one that is enlightening us, so
it was a conversation, Tolu. It was a conversation, not a therapeutic session.
I cannot really pinpoint anything, but I know that I have fear for heights, for real, but I cannot backtrace it. Like if I remember there was a time I told you one time I was going for one to pitch my artistic idea somewhere. And that was at Ebony's place close to a closed door. So it got to a time where like we should have lunch at the top of the building of that Ebony, that the main top. And we are the third floor or something. And we're like on a norm, if you are visiting the building, they will not allow you to that kind of place. But as per we are for the event, so they gave us that privilege to go and see, to go to the top and view the island from the top and have lunch there. And I was like, I can do this. And I was like, okay, maybe if I'm working with everybody, I will not really feel it. But I was like, should I take the elevator or the stairs? Like, if I take the elevator, what if I get scared? I will not be able to control, to say I want to come down or anything. And it just take me to the top. So I started climbing the stairs. I was getting this apprehension. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. So let's say it's like still 3 floors up. So I went to the first floor. And I was about climbing the second flight of stairs. I'm like, no, I cannot do this. I had to go back down.
Though I regretted the whole thing because I could not see the view and I was only seeing pictures. But I still have that apprehension of heights. So I don't know.
Yeah,
and even if I climb bridge, like normal bridge, I get scared.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess I don't know why. I guess like I can remember there's this time I had to calm down and say, "Oh, guy, I'll cross the road." I will cross the road because it's as if I'm going to fall down. I don't know.
Yeah. So we do have phobia for heights without having a childhood trauma. So we just
yes, I have a childhood trauma.
Don't just trick us again. We're not sharing his real childhood trauma, but it's fine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was nice discussing with you.
Yes.
I really enjoyed myself. Well, I enjoyed myself. The childhood trauma was. Please face your childhood trauma and try to heal from it. Till next time, stay productive.
Yeah, this is Omolabake.
That's a should talk.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.